Yo, I recently came across this story. It's a lot of weird stuff that's going on in the world today, especially within the last 3 months to the last year or so. It's been a lot of crazy, crazy stuff going on. Stuff that, the people that we would normally look to explain what's going on are like, we kind of don't know. And if you read their body language, you can kind of see that, either they're blatantly misleading us or they're blatantly just lying to us. To the point where we got 2, 3 more weeks before they ban TikTok in the United States. So if that being the case, upload all your videos, tell all your, interesting stories of things you might have seen, your videos, or something you might have recorded, flying around in the sky that looks out of place. It's time to flood TikTok with everything before they ban it. And this story right here is, I just came across it myself. I didn't know anything about it. I just find it, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's see if we can get you going, baby.
Killing encounter with the giant of Kandahar. In 2002, during the height of the war in Afghanistan, a group of U.S. Special Forces reportedly came face to face with a creature straight out of legend, a 12-foot-tall, red-haired giant. This massive humanoid, said to have razor-sharp teeth and 6 fingers on each hand, ambushed the soldiers in a remote cave. They claimed it wielded a massive spear, moving with terrifying speed and strength. The encounter was so intense that it supposedly took the entire squad unloading their weapons to take it down. Afterward, a mysterious team allegedly whisked the body away, leaving only questions. Was it a myth? Proof that giants once roamed the earth? Was this a cover-up? A remnant of ancient times? Or just an exaggerated
experiment?
Story? The Kandahar giant remains one of the most debated modern legends. Some call it a hoax. Others? Proof that myths might just be real.
How many of these so-called myths that we look at as, it's just a fairy tale, turns out to actually be something that's real?
Their engagement with the giant left one of the unit dead, and the story of this engagement echoed through the rank and file of the Allied forces. The background to this story is that a military unit had gone missing in the Kandahar mountain range of Afghanistan. The Army Green Berets is an elite military unit, and it was sent in to hopefully locate and retrieve the missing unit. They had received no troops in combat notification. The unit had just gone silent and gone missing. Either they could be located and retrieved, or at least the Green Berets would find out what had happened to them. Well, they flew out to within 4 clicks of the last known location of that unit and searched for several days before they began finding evidence of the unit's presence in that area. And as they followed a mountain trail, they began to find bits and pieces of military equipment, and then fragments of military uniform, and then fragments of bone. Primed for a potential ambush, the Green Berets arrived on a plateau surrounded by cave entrances. Having taken a defensive position, the unit is met by a huge spear shot out of one of the caves.
Man.
Dan, one of the Green Berets. Suddenly, the assailant runs out of the cave, screaming and howling. A red-headed, red-bearded man of about 12 to 13.
Imagine you somewhere, you walking and a 6-7 foot long spear just comes flying out, going straight through one of your partners. Just straight through him. I mean, imagine the look on your face. Like, First of all, you look at the size of the spear. What the hell is strong enough to throw a spear that big straight through somebody? Man, some weird stuff going on.
13 feet tall. The giant man pulls the spear out of Dan's body, only to be gunned down by 30 seconds of artillery fire. Two helicopters were sent out to retrieve Dan's body and the body of the giant, who it was noted was red-haired, had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. Now, this account has been publicly confirmed by the C-130 pilot who flew the giant's remains out of that location and ultimately to a research facility. And all this information was part of the original after-action report. Having filed its after-action report, the Green Berets unit was required to rewrite the report and to sign non-disclosure agreements to classify the details of the encounter. Their engagement with the giant left one of the unit dead.
So they weren't even able to tell the truth about what they actually saw and what they experienced. And we wonder, and you look at the reaction to putting certain search phrases into TikTok and searching for it. Within the last 2 months, you can't actually spell out certain things. Because if you spell out those certain things because you want to look up videos of, let's just say something's swirling around in the atmosphere and you're kind of curious. The name starts with an O, ends with an S. Kind of curious, like, oh, what's going on? There were a lot of videos up not too long ago. Now you put that phrase in there, none of those videos show up. Been completely scrubbed. If it's not an issue, if it's nothing to be concerned about, if it's fake and it's CGI and it's AI and it's nothing nefarious to see here, as the Pentagon official put it in the press conference that he had. If it's not that serious, then what's the point in scrubbing stuff like that off the internet? Taking it off TikTok is on the list to be banned in a few weeks anyway. Why even go through taking videos like that down? If it's no big deal. It's like putting a video up of Dragon Ball. Goku and Vegeta fighting each other and throwing energy blasts at each other. And then people start saying, man, that's... I wouldn't be surprised if those powers are real. Then people all over TikTok start saying the same thing. They wouldn't take those videos down. They wouldn't ban Dragon Ball. But for some strange reason, certain videos that a lot of people were uploading the past 3 months to the past year, all of a sudden you can't find those using direct terms, what they're called. You can't even say the word drone. Right. Well, all of a sudden, that's a nefarious label that will get you shadow banned on many different platforms, especially TikTok. So, say all that to say this. When you backtrack of all these old stories that we were told growing up, all these stories that we read in the Bible, the Holy Quran, the Torah, of giants actually existing. Then you have this story in Afghanistan of Green Berets going into a huge cave, only for one of them to be impaled by a giant spear. obviously, I mean, if you're actually there and you like, you know, you see your partner get hit with a 6 foot, 7 foot spear, you could say who, but at that point, you like, what the hell threw that spear? And apparently they found out about it. And their superiors obviously knew something. That's where the NDA came in. Oh, you guys, you know what? Sign this. Sign this NDA. Okay. So you're saying we didn't see what we saw? I'm pretty sure I saw what I saw. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. This, just makes you want to backtrack to like all the stories from giants to mermaids, angels, demons. Backtrack to everything that the stories you've heard growing up, the things you've read. Just makes you backtrack to everything and be like, the way that they're going out of their way to keep us from seeing certain videos